es ropa interior y cosas de mujer.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Fortress of Solitude. Today we're going to be talking about DCKO Issue 3 by Scott Snyder, Joshua Williamson, Zermanico, Javier Fernandez and Alejandro Sanchez. The next leg of the Omega tournament begins, and after a long and difficult battle against friends and foes, Superman catches a glimpse at something that at first he thinks might be a nightmare, as all he can hear are the screams of children. But then he realizes those screams are happy screams of children playing and laughing, as he sees visions of a utopia of a world, one where everyone is peaceful and thriving. Clark notices that this world is literally him as well. Somehow he's now also every atom and particle and person of the world, and it makes him realize this is the same vision that he saw at the start of the tournament. The vision of a world that could be his should he win the tournament and become the King Omega. He tries looking away from it but can't, since the beauty of it overwhelms him. I said way back in Superman's portion of the All Fight Month books that I wonder if we will actually get a look at Clark's vision, and I guess we got one. It's pretty easy to guess what he would have actually seen, you know, a perfect world where it's all peaceful and everything, but I also really like that it's very 31st century Legion of Superheroes coded, in that there's like, you know, great, you know, technological advancements. It's like a big technological utopia of peace, which we often see in the 31st century with the Legion of Superheroes. Clark jolts awake and the Heart rips the vision away from him as Lex appears, asking if Superman had a good dream, since he had a fucking great one. Heart suddenly teleports all of the other contestants into the arena, and Superman reunites with Wonder Woman, finding the small group seems to be all that is left. Heart welcomes them to the third round of the tournament, detailing how in pursuit of victory, Darkseid would often ally himself with unexpected beings. So this battle will be one of teams, with each hero choosing. In pursuit of victory, Darkseid would often ally himself with unexpected beings. So this battle will be one of teams, with each hero choosing a partner. Oh hell yeah, we are getting tag team battles, and it's all happening in this issue as well. It's not spiraling out into another fight month with various tie-ins or anything that will make the event feel bloated and overstaying its welcome. It's all happening in one issue, and I love that. Wonder Woman asks if they are to select partners from their small group, but the surviving heroes and villains find themselves in an arena surrounded by the giant stone statues of those who fell in the fight month and the first and second trial. The Heart of Apocalypse talks to the heroes, telling them that they will choose from the fallen champions around them, and there is one among them who has generated a vast amount of Omega energy, and they will get to choose a partner from across all realms of reality. The Heart reveals that this champion is the Joker, something Cyborg and the other heroes are not too pleased with. The Heart tells the others that they will choose their own partners from the statues around them, but be it a former foe or an old ally, someone meant for wisdom or strength, or someone for chaos, and implores them to choose quickly or the Heart will choose for them himself. And the heroes begin making their choices, and the Heart almost has to choose for Superman until the hero makes his selection at the last moment. So I guess this was the Joker being ahead thing that we saw in Nightfight issue 3. He's the one getting the most Omega energy generated, and I can totally see that. It's kind of like, there's specific wrestlers who get more airtime, get more camera time because they are so super popular. It also keeps with the meta commentary. All anyone seems to be talking about online, at least, is Joker's win over Red Hood, and people are getting angry at it since they didn't either read that book or saw panels out of context or just completely missed the whole point of it, which was Jason just getting one over on Joker and freeing himself from some of the trauma he's been carrying around for a very long time. All that real life, hey, that's technically Omega energy. So there is like a meta thing here where Scott Snyder and Joshua Williamson had Joker win, since they absolutely would know that it would make fanboys angry, and thus there is a meta reason for Joker getting the handicap. The outcry of fans have literally allowed this to happen. That's so fucking genius, and that's some proper planning in place. I fucking love it. That's some actual thought has gone into that. It makes me so excited to see what else they have in store for us later down the line. With all the heroes and villains choosing their partners, the Heart proclaims that the fight will be to the death as the teams are revealed, with Guy Gardner teaming up with Hal Jordan, Superman with Shazam, Lex Luthor with Supergirl, Aquaman with Hawkman, Wonder Woman with Big Barda, Cyborg with Connor Hawke, Zatanna with Constantine, and Joker with his mystery guest. These are some fantastic and very surprising pairings. I fully expected Superman to be teaming with Supergirl, trying to bring her back to life after Captain Atom defeated her and took her item. So I thought he would bring her back, but I kind of like the idea of Shazam, you know, a magical-based hero teaming up with Superman, so he's got someone to help deal with any sort of magical threat that he might face. It shows Superman's kind of learning a little bit about this heart thing and like how to do, you know, get around certain rules and kind of planning ahead a little bit. Hawkman getting chosen by Arthur is neat, since obviously Arthur wiped the floor with Carter in their fight month match, so it'd be interesting to see if there's anything there in terms of like either animosity or like, you know, their friendship is strengthened because Arthur did this. He brought him back so they could team up and take the fight back to the heart. Heroes are taken into the different arenas, and in Arena 1, Guy tells Superman that they had other choices he could make, but he always chooses his friends, summoning Hal Jordan. Superman wants to get on with it, goading the Lanterns into attacking first, but he and Shazam are ready for them. In Arena 2, Hawkman thinks that Arthur brought him back for a rematch, and Arthur knows that he's a true friend and a true warrior, so he would be honored to fight beside him with air and sea superiority. Hero is ready for a fight against Lex and Supergirl, who immediately attacks Lex, asking the villain if he really thought that she would team with him. She asks if Aquaman and Hawkman want to team up with her, and they happily oblige her. So yeah, this is the good stuff. Just all-out chaos, betrayals, and interesting fight setups. It's all the stuff that I know people wanted, and it's all in this one issue, and I really
Good
like
job.
it. I like all the other stuff more, but I like that we're getting a
va.
big spectacle in these big
Ok.
main books. Arena 3, however, is a bit more team-oriented.
paso la
as
diferencia,
Wonder Woman
¿no?
fist bumps Barda, happy to be teaming with
Espérame.
Warrior as Cyborg hugs his old friend Connor, telling the Archer that he is one of the deadliest fighters in the world, and he's even more so now as he's just infused Connor with nano enhancements that will make him faster and stronger. The former Titans get ready for Wonder Woman and Barda, as in Arena 4, Zatanna and Constantine face down Joker, demanding to know who he chose as his mystery guest. Joker, giddy with excitement, knows that he loves to laugh, so why not choose a partner who loves to laugh as well? Joker's partner is revealed to be motherfucking Batman who laughs, everyone's favorite character. Now, I had a feeling that Joker would choose this guy, or maybe even literally another version of himself, or maybe even just to fuck with people and throw people off base, even Batman or a Batman. And I guess in a way he did kind of choose all of those options. Zatanna and Constantine get to work and bind Joker and the Batman Who Laughs in chains, and John makes the observation that this Batman Who Laughs doesn't smell like the Dark Multiverse, and this is all just some con. Joker figures the jig is up, telling the Batman Who Laughs he knows how much the Batman Who Laughs loves a good trick, so he wants to play an old favorite for him, wanting the other villain to show them who he really is. The Batman Who Laughs relents and snaps his fingers, revealing that he never was the Batman Who Laughs. He was Emperor Joker, the Joker who gained the power of Mr. Mxyzptlk. So holy shit, Snyder and Williamson really pulled this trick off. I saw people in my comment section for the Red Hood vs. Joker review that why didn't Joker become the Emperor Joker form, and I guess they were saving it for the main event, and why not? Why would you waste that on a single fight when you can have it in, you know, the big main event? This also continues the very meta commentary I've been saying and praising about the Heart being just the fanboy who just wants all of the greatest hits to make an appearance, you know, the action figures clacking together and, you know, to be there to clap for it and all that because it's, you know, exciting, it's spectacle, and that is what this is. I also wonder if this is the Heart allowing Joker to get ahead of everyone because it creates, the spectacle. We do know that the heart likes to spice things up, which is why in the fight month it gave the heroes the options to choose their perfect form in the fight. It wants to keep things fresh and exciting and spicy. And I wonder if maybe it let Joker do this knowing that it would create spectacle and would generate more Omega energy for it. Like, I wonder if it would have let any other hero or villain do this if they got the chance to. I don't think it would. Zatanna and Constantine realize what this is, but Joker notices they aren't laughing, deciding to laugh for them as he brings to life a laugh and fires it at the heroes, blasting them back. Wonder Woman and Big Barda meanwhile work together very well as a team, with Wonder Woman using her lasso to throw Barda at Connor, who narrowly avoids the New God's blow. Connor asks why Cyborg chose him since there were so many other better options, but Cyborg grabs Connor, using his cybernetic wires to attach himself to Connor's arm, as he says that he chose him because he's one of the deadliest fighters in the world and picked for his particular type of deadliness since he studied at the Ashrams, which is all about the unpredictability and human impulse, the perfect defense and offense against traditional warriors like Wonder Woman and Big Barda. Cyborg copies Connor's skills and absorbs them through his connected wires, allowing him to gain all of Connor's deadly fighting skills as well. Thanks to Cyborg's nano enhancements he gave him at the start of the match, Connor is now as fast and strong as Cyborg too, making them what he calls the Twin Titans. Now this is such a neat idea, copying abilities, using them in tandem, it's, an actual team working together as a team. It's interesting to see how these hero teams fight so well together and in unison, and then you've got people like Lex who are kind of forced to choose a hero as their partner, and he is getting his ass beat, which is probably not what he expected, but also maybe it was. Maybe he has something up his sleeve for Supergirl, who knows. Also, because of these teams working so well together and the fights just starting, gives the book a nice flow as the battles don't feel like they're stopping every minute to have a bit of exposition. They just keep going on and on. We kind of know what these people have to do, so we can just kind of get on with it. Zatanna and Constantine meanwhile defend themselves against Emperor Joker, who says he's trying to help them since magic is meant to be fun and he wants to see them smile. Thanks to Joker's magical constructs, Constantine becomes infected with a Joker toxin, apologizing to Zatanna as he thought of something really funny. As Zatanna is forced to fight Constantine along with Joker alone, Wonder Woman tells Barda to punch her as hard as she can, wanting her to disregard Cyborg and Connor as being on the same side as they are. Barda reluctantly does so, smashing her fist into Wonder Woman's crossed gauntlets, which caused a huge shockwave, blasting Connor and Cyborg away and knocking them from the arena and making Diana and Barda win the match. Barda asks if her strength was why Diana chose her, but the hero reveals that she chose her since she was trained in the fire pits of Apocalypse, and Barda might know about the Heart of Apocalypse, so Diana wants her to tell her everything she knows about the Heart. See, I like getting to find out that why some of these choices were made, not just because, it's like an interesting pair up, like, oh yeah, Superman and Shazam, oh yeah, Lex Luthor and Supergirl, but I like that there is an actual, story reason for this. In this case, Wonder Woman finding out about the Heart and, what it is, what it exactly does, stuff they probably should have done beforehand since they knew about the Heart. They could have definitely asked Big Barda about the Heart before this. I'm not sure why all of a sudden they're just doing it now. It seems very strange that you would actually want to talk with Big Barda straight away before you even became part of the tournament or anything like that. Emperor Joker meanwhile decides to finish up his fun with Zatanna, uttering his backwards magical spell to make Zatanna look into madness, causing her to go insane and letting him win the match. The head of Mxyzptlk on Joker's rod tells him that he held up his part of the deal, so Joker needs to free him. The Joker says the imp's name backwards, freeing the magical being and reverting himself back to normal Joker. Superman meanwhile battles Hal Jordan as Shazam deals with Guy and his terrible jokes. Clark...
No te asustes, no te lastimaré. Tal vez ellos no son tan malos como creemos. ¡Han matado a cientos de nosotros! ¡Y nosotros aquí, vete a ellos!
Decide de qué lado estás.
¡Amigo, estás listo!
Aprovecha las grandes rebajas de Año Nuevo de Udemy. Concursos a partir de 129. De la IA a la UX. Consigue todas las habilidades para que 2026 sea tu mejor año hasta la fecha. Compra ahora en Udemy.
Clark apologizes to Hal for attacking him, but Hal doesn't want his apologies, knowing lots of them figured Superman would be the one to beat. That's why the one item he brought into the ring with him was something special. Hal reveals that he brought a Black Mercy parasite contained within his own sheer will, which Hal unleashes on Superman, and the parasite attaches itself to his chest, pulling him into his own dream and vision of a perfect world. So this has to be like the smartest thing Hal Jordan has ever done in like a long while. Like Hal was a pretty competent guy, but I wouldn't rate him up there as being one of the smartest characters. But this is like some 4D chess shit from Hal, and I'm actually kind of impressed that he managed to get one over on Superman. And Black Mercy wasn't also something I was expecting in this book, and it's just perfect, being used as a platform to continue Clark's visions of a perfect world and exploring that a little bit more, and exploring how he's really tempted to want it and take it, but he knows that will dilute who he is as a person, because he will have to bend to the heart's will and kind of take on more of a dark side like approach to life, which is something he does not want to do at all. The Black Mercy takes Clark off the game board as Supergirl continues beating the crap out of Lex, asking why the villain thought he would ever have her on his team. Lex knows why, blasting Supergirl with red kryptonite radiation, which enhances her rage and puts Aquaman and Hawkman in danger as she is overcome by the red rage, apologizing to her cousin for what she is going to do. So Lex's plan is finally revealing itself, and it's pretty cool. He's just unleashing a very angry Red K-infected Supergirl onto the board, causing chaos, hoping that he can at least sort of control her long enough so that, he is one of the last ones standing, so then he wins. It's a fun idea, and it's also kind of something Lex has done before. Lex did have control over Supergirl for a very short amount of time there during the 80s and 90s when the Matrix Supergirl was part of Lex's little team that he had going out there at the time. It was that weird like goo Supergirl who took on the form of Supergirl, but it wasn't really Supergirl, it was the Matrix. It was very, very weird, late 80s, early 90s stuff. Comics were weird back then. While Supergirl rampages through the arena, we return to the game night Clark and the others were having before the tournament. Lois leaves to find Clark doing the dishes, knowing that he's hiding away from the fact that he lost the game. Clark won't admit it, but Lois tells him how when she and her sister were young, their father would never let them win at games either, and while she liked it, it crushed Lucy, despite her father seeing it as an act of love for both his children. Lois knows that this is what Bruce likes to do, since he will push Clark to win as an act of love, even if it makes Clark hate him. She knows that her husband enjoys watching people win, and so Bruce's ploy doesn't actually really work and makes for awkward game nights. Grabbing a fresh bottle of wine, Lois tells Clark to get out there to the game night and be Superman. I really like the read on Clark and his want for him to succeed. He doesn't really want it. He only ever sees himself as sort of the guy watching the big winner. He doesn't want to be, that big winner guy. He likes seeing other people do it. He likes seeing other people overcome their trials and tribulations and kind of stand up for themselves. He doesn't want to have to do it all for them. And that's kind of been a through line through this entire series, where Clark is constantly put up against threats and choices where he will kind of compromise who he is as a person and have to sort of become a little bit more like Darkseid to see how he wins. Like when he cut off his hand, just like Darkseid, just to gain some Darkseid power. And now we're seeing him here. He's being tested again as he has to, be like Darkseid again. And that's not what he wants, since he thinks he can win without doing that, and the heart just doesn't like that. I really like that Snyder and Williamson are testing Superman in interesting ways, putting him in these kind of unwinnable situations where he's going to kind of have to sort of bend a little bit, and I'm really intrigued to see what the outcome of that is. The Heart watches as in the present, Clark sees a clear vision of his perfect world, where not only did Superman fix the present, but everything else, from the past, present, and future. The Heart is confused at how he could even do that, as it watches Superman, who along with Lois, John, and the Legion of Superheroes wait for Jor-El and Lara to join them from the past in the present, finally getting to meet their extended family. So this is pretty much an updated version of the Man Who Has Everything story and the dream that Superman saw in there, including Clark's son. More of his friends are there, and I like that the Heart can't seem to comprehend that. He can't understand how Superman would be able to create this type of world, and it's just because of the simple fact he is Superman. He can do anything. He can do the impossible. The Heart can see that Clark has never found so much peace and is actually whole now in this world. The vision soon fades as Superman rips the Black Mercy off of his chest, thinking of Lois's words about being Superman, since it fills him with rage directed at how the Black Mercy, its dreams, and the Heart itself. The Heart knows that Superman is angry at the truth, that since the dream he had could be his reality, and it could be real, since why should he not win the contest and fix everything, since he should be able to do that? Heart begins to actually want Clark to win it all, which I really love. I like that the Heart is kind of switching it up now, where it's like, oh, Joker was winning there for a minute, but now it looks like Clark is going to win. So yeah, I'm just going to back this horse. Yeah. I guess it is probably related to how much Omega energy he's generating. Maybe he's generating a lot. It's never really made clear. But I also like that it's, again, keeping with this whole meta thing running through with the Heart of Apocalypse. It's kind of like fans, how they always switch up the characters they like, hate, or just aren't interested in, and it feels like people do that every day, every hour. And so I like that that's now part of the story where the Heart is actually doing that as well. As Superman frees himself from the Mercy's grip and attacks the Lanterns, Supergirl has literally hulked out, roaring as she attacks Hawkman and Aquaman, who try and talk her down. Lex knows that won't be happening, revealing that he combined red kryptonite with silver and black kryptonite to make Kara have delusions and violent disassociations, calling the cocktail he made a Designer K. Kara cuts off Hawkman's head with her heat vision, stomping on Aquaman, which gives Lex the win, making him move on to the next round. Across in Arena 1, Superman apologizes for bringing Billy into this, and the injured hero
Wow,
refuses to accept the apology, since Superman gave him a second chance, and that is who they are. Superman actually wonders if it is, and the Heart knows that he gave Billy a second chance, but maybe he also brought the hero there because of another reason. Hal and Gaia manage to right themselves, wanting to continue the fight, as Superman tells Shazam that he chose him because of what he can do with his powers for others. Billy understands what Superman means and wants, uttering his magic word as he blasts Superman with the power of Shazam, gifting the Man of Steel all of the powers of the gods, on top of his own Kryptonian powers. So this book is seemingly chock full of just insane reveals and plot turns, and Super Shazam is just another cool one of these things. It's just a cool fanboy thing to do, since who hasn't thought about the combination of Superman and Shazam? Superman with Shazam's powers. What would that look like? What would his powers be? Everything like that. Snyder and Williams have thought about that, and they've made it a reality here, and
No,
it
pues
looks
sí,
really
Superman
fucking
ya está
cool.
entendiendo
Superman
cuál
reveals
es
that
el
he did
trip.
this as it
Se está
adheres to the
agarrando el
Trials
pedo.
rules, with Darkseid choosing allies who could help him win. So did
No mames, eso sí
Superman.
no me lo
Superman takes
esperaba.
the Lanterns out in seconds and begins to wonder what this place is, making the Heart think that it's finally getting under Superman's skin, much like it did with Captain Atom, and convincing him he needs all of this power. Clark doesn't know if he does, but he knows that it feels damn good to have it. Clark wins the match against the Lanterns, reducing both Guy and Hal to nothing more than smoking, broken lantern rings. As Clark finishes his match and wins, he spots Lex from across the way, who stares at Superman with something Superman has never seen before in his eyes: admiration. All because Superman has finally been doing what he has meant to be doing in this match, and
God
actually following the rules
damn.
and being not Superman.
That's
Hart
crazy.
wastes no time and moves the remaining 4 contestants, Superman, Lex Luthor, Wonder Woman, and the Joker, into round 4, revealing that they will be fighting the next round on a world that belongs to the King Omega Darkseid. The heroes are teleported to a desolate world, finding a city destroyed and covered in fire pits. Joker believes that this is Apocalypse, but Lex points out it's not, as Superman knows that this is their Earth, and the Heart reveals that they ran out of time, and their Earth has now become a new Apocalypse. Heart knows that while this is their Earth, they are no longer its champions, and reveals who the Earth's new champions are, as the absolute Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, along with Booster Gold, confront the group,
What
ready
the?
for a true final fight. So we all knew this was coming, and it's finally here. The Absolute Heroes are going to fight the Prime Universe Heroes. Now, technically, these are not the absolute heroes. These seem to be evil copies created by Darkseid, I guess just to, do his bidding and to fight these heroes, which is a really smart idea, as it doesn't stomp all over the absolute ongoings. You're not going to be wondering, oh, well, when did Absolute Batman find the time to fight Poison Ivy when he was in the DC KO event? It's not the same characters. It looks like them, but it is not the same Batman that we've seen in Absolute Batman. It's not the same Superman we've seen in Absolute Superman. These are evil doppelgangers created by Darkseid. I'm really excited to see those matchups. Like, what do the matchups look like? Because obviously Superman's going to be fighting Absolute Superman. Batman's probably going to be fighting the Joker. Wonder Woman will be fighting, Absolute Wonder Woman. So I guess Lex is probably going to be fighting Booster Gold, which makes a lot of sense because Lex was part of the Quantum Quorum, which was under attack by Booster Gold. So maybe this could be some sort of revenge for Lex,
No,
and
tío, qué
he is
pedo.
able to get one back on Booster Gold and help Quantum Quorum help restart the timeline and get Time Trapper into the arena, maybe to fight Darkseid in some way. I can see the matchups in my head, and I can't wait to see what Scott Snyder and Joshua Williamson have in store for us. DC KO issue 3 was a no-holds-barred action, all for those people who want that sort of stuff, and really only that sort of stuff. I'm glad that this was a big main event, is just non-stop action. There is some fantastic reveals and revelations all throughout the book, all of which actually caught me off guard. Like, I didn't expect to see Emperor Joker. I didn't expect to see Superman combine his
Sí,
powers
no,
with
yo ese sí
Shazam
no me
to
lo
become
esperaba, la
Super
verdad.
Shazam. But what I really liked about the book was a focus on Superman's continuing war within himself, about the change he is undergoing by going into this tournament, and how he's kind of diluting himself and taking choices he would never usually choose, and choose ways the Darkseid would act, but he's all doing it in the name of the game, but he doesn't want to. It's this great sort of push and pull that Scott Snyder and Joshua Williamson are doing with the character that I really enjoy, and really enjoy more so than all of the big spectacle fights. The meta commentary on the Heart being kind of a spoiled fanboy continues to be such a huge win for this entire event. It's such a great concept, and Snyder and Williamson use it to great effect this issue, especially early on with the Joker and setting him up. With the Absolute Heroes making their appearance in the book, I can't wait to see what other surprises this very fun event and Snyder and Williamson have in store for us. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10, sí, pues sí, güey.
We're using whiteboards every day to transform the way we bring videos to life. As a fully remote agency, whiteboards let us collaborate in real time, turn our clients' ideas into a gripping title and thumbnail, a captivating script, and finally, a viral sensation.
49, viejo. ¿Qué es esto? Sí, ahorita, bueno, al ratillo lo meto. ¿Cómo que las tronas en el nivel? Se siente como si fuera sábado, bueno, así. Uy, ya, con razón, pero ya no tuviera bolsitas. A ver, bueno. Paro. voy a salir. Yo no pienso salir, mi gordita. No era Blacklight. Entonces era verdad. Y Gatubel, definitivamente. No. Ahí va mi daño. Me quité 2 tiros, incluyendo Supergirl con esta sub. Bueno, ¿qué te digo? Así pasa. Sí, creo que esta no, tal vez no la pasemos. Sí. No, pues sí está bien lento, pero creo que según que la puedo pasar. En vez de seguir gastando partidas. No, esta también ya se puede. Se queda un tiro, ¿no? Sí, literalmente quedaron acomodadas para que la cuenta nueva las tumbe. Literal. Número bueno. Me estoy haciendo pipí, banda. Ya me está dando sueño. Eso literalmente sí me agoté. Qué chido. Creo que me va a dormir temprano. O me va a dar narcolepsia.